Oh, my friends, it is that time again. Hi, the R&D2 here, and as you can tell, I'm feeling a lot better. It's amazing if you get a proper amount of rest and you do the things you're supposed to do and you stretch and, you know, it's a never-ending process, but you do it and you feel better, and here we are. Got a lot of work to do. Let's kind of get into it. In real time, I don't even have the secondary camera hooked up. I don't have a lot of things, so we're going to be doing a little bit of setup. I was down here working on another video. I can't tell you what it is yet, but I will be filming it in the next coming week, and it will be a long format YouTube video. So look forward to that. Probably drop that right after the bonus life celebration. Yeah, so within a week of the bonus life celebration on July 3rd, we'll be doing it's my first long form YouTube, like a history video, and I'm really excited about it. I'm excited. So let's talk about a couple of different things here. All right. First of all, let's talk about bonus life. What is bonus life? For those of you who don't know, bonus life is a celebration. It's a celebration of 10 years after my heart attack. I've been given a bonus life. So 10 years ago, I was the broken one. I had a 17.5% chance of survival. The doctors brought me back, but the rebuild was on me. I got new tools, new habits, a new outlook, and one day at a time, I'm marking the decade by doing it again, but I'm doing it this time with hardware. I'm taking broken Nintendo 64s, fixing what went wrong and what failed, gave it the same kind of comeback. It's repaired, rebuilt, it's better than factory new. It's a bonus life for the N64 to parallel my own bonus life. The giveaway Friday, July 3rd is coming up. So I will be doing streams until it's finished, and right up until the giveaway if I have to. I've still got a lot of things to do. So that is bonus life. And since we're so close to the end, there's the schedule, but we're doing it again. We've got a stream scheduled for Tuesday. However, I probably will do a pop-up between now and then. All right. So, coming up in the United States here, it is 4th of July holiday, right after the bonus life celebration. Pretty excited for that. I'm actually celebrating for the bonus life celebration. I've got a few things planned. I'm really looking forward to the giveaway, and I just really look forward to seeing everyone that shows up and stops by to say hi. I think it's going to be a really fun time. I'm going to be out in my yard streaming. I've got everything set up. I've got all the equipment ready to go. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. This is good, and I'm making a menu. Gonna have grilling. It's gonna be a time. All right, so before we get started, I need to need to move this camera. If you're starting out streaming, you don't have money for expensive cameras, because let's face it, cameras are kind of expensive. One of the cheapest ways is go buy yourself a used Android or iPhone, and especially if it's an Android, there are programs that you can use. And you end up with this really, really great picture. I think the program's like $15.99 for the Pro version. I don't even have the Pro version yet. And it still gives a really nice picture. So if I transfer to, I have quite a few different views here. Trying to give the best. So this camera here is running over Wi-Fi, and this is there's my substitute Stream Deck. Another thing, you don't need a Stream Deck. An old Android tablet works just fine, and this is just the free version. There's nothing pay about this. It's a program. You set it up, you get a few buttons, and that's really all you need. If you want more buttons, you know, it's $9.95 or whatever. All these little things that I'm learning, these little shortcuts, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money to do this. I do have my whole workbench here. It's soldering station and just all sorts of stuff that's kind of piled here because I'm in the process of doing several projects. There's lots of different things going on. So it's a little messy, but in the chaos, we will find some order. All right, so let's put that down. All right, so the first thing we have to do is I've got to gather up some materials because again, this is kind of like doing this in real time. I've been doing other projects and had other things going. So let me gather up what we need to do to get this going. I keep all my projects in a project box. Here's our case. All right. So this is what I call the point of no return. We're actually going to drill into this beautiful brand new case, this brand new replacement shell for the N64. Now, which one do I want to drill into? Do I want to go with the clear one or the blue one? I kind of like the look of the blue one. I think the clear one's been done quite a bit. I think the clear one might show the flaws more, but the clear one also integrates with my clear plastic. Yeah, we'll go with the clear just based on what I've got available. Okay, clear it is. So yeah, point of no return. We're going to be chopping that up. We've done all the hardware stuff. We've done all the rebuild. Now it's time to customize the case. Okay. Grab a couple tools here, and we shall get into it. Let me go to... All right. Yeah, nobody knows this song at all. We got a drill. Well, we got a hairdryer, but that's actually for my hair. I do use it to dry paint, but in this particular instance, we're going to use it for hair. Not today. Getting my hair done tomorrow. And can't call it I will call it a rotary tool, because that's what it is. I do have bits for Dremels, but this is a generic Dremel, aka a rotary tool. Alright, need a couple pilot holes. These generic old garage sale drill bits work just fine for some pilot holes. Let's see. Got a lot of hand tools in this particular bin. I don't think we need anything else out of this bin. Alright. Put that bin down. Rotary tool. Out of the way for the moment. So what we've got, we need to remove all of this plastic, and this is like my 4th or 5th one I've done, so I'm not so bad at it at this point. I am not a professional anything besides computer person, so if I'm not working with the plastic correctly or whatever, I have no idea. I just know one way to do it. That's to drill a few pilot holes. Kind of go to town. Well, that didn't work out so well. Alright, let's try tightening it and try that again. Okay. And that's just less I have to worry about later. Very honestly. Alright. Now we've got all this to remove. There's there's a lot of different ways to do it. Let's see if I can be creative. I put all my rotary tools in a little bin, put it up here. My little, yeah, okay, there we go. Alright, set them aside just for this purpose. I wonder. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think there's any other ways to really do what I'm going to do. So you've got a couple choices. And you can use a rotary tool, you can grind it all out, you can break it out with pliers. I think the rotary tool does the cleanest job. And if I remember correctly, I think I was using a stone, but I don't think that works so well. Well, we're gonna find out, aren't we? Why is my camera so far over? Gotta fix that. Hey. Okay. Here's where we get doity. not the most effective cutting method I kind of have for it. I don't know what to make of it, but it works. And a pair of flush cuts. So it's a manual removal process no matter what. This just helps speed the process up slightly. I had something else that helped with this. I think oh yes, I forgot I have to separate the middle. Ah. Hey, Mr. Bubba Kitty. Good to see you. Let me get rid of this spot out of here. Alright. Now these are separated. Spots, yeah, they are never ending. And it's like every stream I end up getting rid of one or two. It's kind of crazy. So right now we're just removing the excess plastic out of here, where the screen will go. What screen, you may ask? Why, this little tiny screen right here. Is the most destructive part of this process, and it looks like I'm just making a mess. And then people realize, oh, you're making a hole for, whoa, not shot. I'm glad I've got my glasses on. Okay, so we've got to get about, what is that? I think it's 7 millimeters of depth clearance. Out of this plastic. So I'm just going to keep removing little bits here. And then I'm going to, after I've removed the big pieces, go back with the little grinder because it's a lot easier to be precise and get what I need. Well, you got to get rid of the big stuff first. don't think there's any better method to doing this than using these little snips. I really don't think anything else has done the job this well. This is like my 5th one, I think. I've tried different tools on each one, different methods. This seems to work the best. And I have some files, but I also have this guy and his big brother. So we'll see what they say today. Now the cool thing is that I'm going to collect all these pieces. So I'm doing the clear one. I want to see if I can collect this. I think it'll turn white. I'm going to use a white plastic replacement. I can either make it out of acetone in these pieces, or I've got a plastic putty. Thank you very much. No, I've been soldering since I was 13, and then I used COVID to really up my skills and get, and really understand electronics more. That's what I've always wanted to know. I was good at programming computers, using computers, etc., but I wanted to know what, how to fix them from the inside. Oh look, I got my own bot. I don't like that one. Remind me to get rid of the grab cap stuff. That looks okay. Well, it looks horrible, but it's working really well. It's working pretty good. So now the rest of this is probably going to be grind, because I need to get right up against these edges here to make it look halfway decent. Let me do a couple of preemptive snips here. Oh, you mean these? I may or may not be including a couple of these inside this N64 build. One of them is serving as a Bluetooth, and okay, I know exactly what you're using. So I'm doing one as a Bluetooth controllers, and the other one will be doing the lighting control. I've got my own custom firmware. Okay, C5s, I've chosen the S3s just because I think they're super powerful, and yeah, they're kind of crazy. It's amazing what a tiny little, what are these things, like $6, $7, something like that. Yeah, if you're doing real-time LED lighting, it actually has to do complex calculations, so I needed the power. I was originally using the Zigbees. I was originally using Raspberry Pis. That's totally overkill for what I was doing. I started using the ESP32s. I hate to do this, but it looks like grinder. You mess with Kurt, you're gonna go in the grinder. It's old, that's from Good Burger, the movie. That's what that's from. Oh yeah, the 2040s, they're basically like the ESP32 format, but it's a RPi core on it, which is interesting. The most interesting thing I thought was you can run bare metal Circuit Python on those things, and it gives you just an enormous amount of crazy computing power for CP. Oh. Alright, here we go with the grinder. In fact, before we do the grinder, I am going to safety up. I do not take my safety lightly, especially I'm not going to let something silly and preventable happen to me after I have survived such a horrible thing. So I'm just not letting it happen. Preventable injuries are 100% preventable. And if you don't have the proper gear, you shouldn't be doing it anyway. Safety first. All right. And I do have a constant airflow through this space. I have a high-powered fan to my right. Also serves as a great circulation for when I'm doing soldering. I kick up the fan one notch, and I don't even have to have an extractor directly on the desk. It pulls it because it's that powerful. Kind of nice. All right. Here goes something, and then it'll be time for a social. Or in my parlance, I call it a peanuts party. That's actually working quite well. Then I'll go back in and do the fine detail work with the smaller one. This plastic is really soft and the grinder kind of takes right to it. The hardest part is in these corners here because you're going through 1, 2, 3 layers of plastic right in those corners, and that's exactly where you need it to give the most, kind of, because that's the area that I have the trouble getting the fitment to work the most. And then you have to really grind the bottom here, kind of deep and flush. Yeah, I'm glad I'm wearing gloves. I felt that hot piece all the way through the glove. All right. Kill this bit. Swap to the little guy here. Small but mighty. All right. pull out before we go for our second pass. Let's clean it out so we know exactly what we actually have to attack and what's already loose. Go. All right, really close on that. We will get there. Looking fantastic. I want this one to be the best one I've done yet, and so far it is. It truly, truly is. And it's like shaving millimeters off this. The tolerances are really tight. Close to something that resembles something now. Alright, let's do a little cleanup here. Take a look, see where we're at. Pull out all these little... Wow, look at this. Produces a lot of little pieces. Okay. That is, I mean, seriously, come on now. I think that's as close as I'm gonna get it. Now let's see if it's anywhere near. Pretty sure this is my broken test fit screen because I can see the LCD that's leaked. I'm pretty sure this is my test fitter. I want to see how close I am and where I need to. The idea is that this is supposed to almost perfectly fit into this space. However, the reality is, since you have to buy an off-the-shelf screen, I mean, I can't custom make these for any reasonable price. You have to work with what you got. And right now, I've got one it'll sit there, but it won't slot in. The reason it won't slot in is because it needs a little bit more on the top and bottom. Alright, let's do it. I can actually see where it needs that clearance. It's right here. That's flush. Did I get this side flush? I think so. I think so. All right now. Let's check fitment. And we're basically taking off millimeters at a time until this fits. And it's not much. And you can tell where it's binding. Looks like I'm just a couple of millimeters away from getting this to fit. Let me see if I can pinpoint exactly where it's binding. And we can work on that. Yeah, we're talking a couple millimeters up here in the corner. And I can see it. It's so small. It's a couple millimeters in this corner. That's for good. Don't think I need to go any. I don't really want to go any deeper there. Alright. Get all these little pieces out of here. Let's check the fitment once again. In the meantime, let's scrape some of this stuff out of here. Ooh, we are so close, devilishly close, infinitely close. It's so close, it just won't quite snap in there. And that's why I test fit it with the screen, because with the plastic it'll just break or bend, and you can't cheat it when it's got this rigid screen on there. Alright, so it's not much, it's just a couple millimeters here and there, give or take here and there. Okay. More time here. now playing the game called Millimeters, starring Dremel. Tappy tappy. Okay, let's see if we can fit it in there. Looks like we have winner fitment dinner. Yeah. That makes me excited. Now, how can I clean it up and make it look good? And the idea is that I'm gonna have to put some kind of putty around it in order to make that work. Okay, but we got the fitment. It works. It's in there. Usually what I do with these is I will wash them out. I'll rinse them out. Some Dawn dish soap and water, and it gets all these little pieces out of here before I assemble it, put it back together. Makes it a lot cleaner. Cool. So we got fitment for the screen. Okay, now we got to clean. All right. Cleanliness is next to godliness. And whatever kind of thing you want to insert here, just being clean is good in general. Especially when you pick up your own tools and put them away. Things like that. This was particularly messy, but it got done. Okay, probably take. I'm done grinding. Oh, I'm gonna have to clean out that keyboard too. Garbage bag. All right. You know, it's not perfect. Not perfect. But a lot better than where it was. So, good enough for now until I clean it down permanently. Oh, okay. Goodness. All right, what is next on the items we need to do? Layout lights. Yeah, that'll be next. Right now, let's have a peanuts party. I think we can just do that. Right, we are back. Now, so far we have gotten the opening we need to mount the string into this. And I will clean it out with some soap and water tonight. So that's the top. Here's the bottom. This is only to mock it up, just so I know what space. This is the area that's taken. It helps to kind of look at it like this as a whole. Should. Little white. Use it. One. Bends it up. Is there a way I can finagle it down in there? See what that's all like. For now, stays bent up. I know this one's bent up. Bend these wires up. Down, back. That's exactly the right way to do it. So I get something like this. territory really quick here. Setter and a variety of CA glues and various viscositants. For this kind of application, there's my thick. Medium. And my no, I'm not going to use that. Actually, I have some from another cache. Put these pieces back where they belong. This container. Not sponsored. Anytime, so I actually use your product. Let's get the LEDs that we're going to use. This we just want some bright white LEDs, and I may, you know what, I may not even need to get into this box. I may have purchased already. Hello, I am an LED. Oh, I got lots of LEDs. Oh, goodness. I never disappoint when it comes to the LEDs. full of things. Alright, this is just a couple of set back in the box. Here is the plastic globe. We're not going to need this until we mount that final screen. Power. Hey, that is great. That is intensely bright. Okay. I like it. So the piece I'm going to need is this technically should still light up. It would be very bright. Put it there. It should be very simple. And it's got two connectors, positive and negative. What I'm going to do is cut two of them because I have that two consoles here. And I'm using this, I think this is 3 millimeters thick. so glad it paid off. Like, I am really happy that I can do cool stuff like this. I also need to learn to place things better. Alright, let's move these out of the way. Now these, this is a pot, they call it a pot trimmer. Adjustable resistance. The idea is I should be able to turn these up and down using these. So let's build ourselves a little circuit. I don't remember why these have three legs now. I really, truly don't. Oh well. We're gonna find out right now what they can do. Boy, I've got to really put some time into cleaning. I've got so many things going on, so many projects. Yeah. So this is DC. Ooh, let's assume it's 3.3. This is why I need a big power supply. I don't have a big power supply yet. If I had that, I could just hook it right up. I'd be able to feed 3.3 into it. As it stands, I don't have that ability quite yet. Working on it. You know, it's $75, so I just don't have $75 for extra. No, it's spending for free. It's a luxury. Goodness gracious. Like I'm all set up and know where to go. On to DC 5 volts. I should have some two-wire connectors. What? You don't have a box of connectors? Why, dude? I've got lots of boxes. 3 wires, 3 wires, 10 wires? I think I got you covered. In this case, we just need 2 wires. Oh, that's very easy. I forgot. attach it to that potentiometer circuit. So we're going to build it modularly. I forgot to turn the music down. That music has probably been like blaring and nobody could hear a darn thing I said. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to build with these parts a little strip that illuminates the cartridge area on the N64. I'm just purely at this point attaching it to, we're not even worried about those, we're just attaching it to these power leads here so it can be plugged into something later, making it detachable so the lid can be taken off and unplugged. This does change where it has to live a little bit, but this shouldn't be much of an issue. Solder. We've got so many things going on. Kink to my solder. So these generally aren't too hard. You peel back the backing. Yeah, find the exposed pads. Well, hey, they're even labeled. I don't think I can get a macro shot of that. I doubt I can. But I don't think it's going to focus on it. Anyway, it's labeled plus and minus. It's actually fully labeled for me. Love it. A lot of these, you'd be surprised that a lot of these just aren't labeled. It's infuriating. Now if I look at the way the stuff is cut, and I match up the way it's cut, and I peel from that same side, I should be able to find identical layout. There we go, plus minus 5. If I want the big pads there. Do it right at the break. Okay. And then that gives you the maximum amount to work with, which isn't much, but it's plenty for what we're trying to do. So we have these 2 tinned wires. They are already pre-tinned. You don't have to do much with that. Clean off the tip. We're going to tin both of these pads. And it's usually not easy because they usually have glue over them and you have to burn through the glue. But then you can get on it. Yeah, I'm just getting through the glue now. So two passes to get through the glue. I can actually smell it. I can smell that glue. And then we're going to drop a drop of this on there, and I will be willing to bet a little bit of solder will stick to it with that flux. Hey, looky there. And if it doesn't, it's more glue, and you just got to keep. There we go. Now we'll just keep wiping off the glue. I'll clean the tip. I'll flux it again. Tiny little thing. There we go. Now a little bit sticking. That's all you need, a little bit to stick to each one. Make sure you've got plus and minus proper. Plus is plus, minus is minus. You know. Like I said, these are a little tiny. A little tiny. fact, I have smaller wires versions of these I might have to dig out. Alright, there's positive. What I need is something to hold that. It'll be there. Well, I pick it up with this. Apply heat to make the connection from whatever angle allows me to do that. There. And then I'll go back to this one and really lay it flat. Okay. I wonder if I can get a zoom in on this. Just a wee little bit. If I do the smallest one, the max zoom, yeah, that's what I was working on. This is where I should be probably using the microscope to show what goes on. Might be easier that way too. But there we go. It's quite the thing. It works. One accomplished, one to go. Same thing with this one. Apply the heat. Melt off the glue. Okay. Grab a little bit of Kester. See if I can grab a little bit of solder onto it. Do a little bit of solder on the both of them. Looks good. Then we brace this piece so it can't move. We give it some more Kester, no clean. We take the plus, we attach it to the plus using clean this off. Grab just a tiny little bit of solder here. Head down there. And minus. Okay. So these are attached. Now the interesting thing is, since we're going to be putting them on in reverse, I guess is the best way to put it. We're putting them on in reverse. The only way I found to do it is truly to super glue them in place. So if I want to clean this one, I can't attach this yet. I will have to go wash it first. However, since we're not going to drill the second one, I can attach this one. And the way I like to attach it is way up here. So that's where I want it to start. And that's where I want it to end. I think I see my line. I'm going to cut extra, because I always cut extra. And the extra is my safety margin. If something happens and I need to redo that end or something, that's my safety margin. I can always trim more. I can't ever put back. And to be very honest, if that overlap is, you know, a couple of centimeters on each side, I'm kind of happy with that. All right, so it's got to go like that. Only it's a lot easier said than done. So usually what I do is I tape it in place with some painter's tape, and then I put some super glue on there, and it stays forever.
Some days now the stars align, golden stars in playing time, getting close within sound.
Okay, so painter's tape. Where's my painter's tape? I actually don't know where my painter's tape is. I might have to use little tiny bits of... Oh, I know what I can use. I've got the perfect stuff if I can find it on my cluttered desk. I have some blue tack, and that worked fantastically last time when I used that. Something here. Right on. Okay, now let's see. I'll put my glasses on. I should be able to find the blue tack pretty easy. Shouldn't be too bad. It's one of those things that's really, really handy. You know, having all the right tools, but also being able to find all the right tools. The blue tack is something I generally keep right here on the desk because it's so handy. And I've just got so much going on right now, so many projects, and that's not an excuse, it's just the truth. So many projects that it's kind of overwhelming my desk right now. Aha. Let me look real quick up here. I was gonna throw a bunch of stuff in a container. This would be the one. Aha, painter's tape. Well, I found the original thing I was looking for, which was the painter's tape. So we'll just call that a win. Blue tack, painter's tape, doesn't matter. Whatever way you want to approach it. And in this case, we're using what's at hand because that's always the best tool. And what's the best tool for this? Well, whatever you got on hand. A hammer. The answer is always a hammer. We're gonna do one glove on, one glove off. let's tape this there. I'm gonna tape it in maybe 3 spots, tack it in 3 spots, remove the tape, and then tack it in whatever spots it needs to be tacked. So we'll do a center support, something like this, that still gives me access to the top here. It's almost like an under support. It protects, lifts, and separates. If I can get it to do the same thing kind of here. Probably not. I just needed to be braced there long enough for me to treat it. And more or less we're going to drop it down into the gap here. So we're not going to use thick. We are going to use medium. Alright, I'm gonna go glasses off. We're gonna get this right down. And lay this bead right in there. Should be enough fixer to start that curing process. And it only takes a few seconds, really. I didn't put a whole lot on there. I don't want it to do that crystalline thing. I want it to stay clear. Put too much on there, it starts to form these weird crystalline structures. So it's still very, very much liquid. So let me get a little bit more down in there. Oh wow, okay. Fixer losing its potency? Yeah, it worked that time. Yeah, it worked that time. No ambiguity there. It is affixed. Now, trick is getting something like that to hug it, getting the glue in there. Awesome. And then pull this away. Yeah, well then I can just pull it away. Now we repeat the process over here on this side. Get it pushed right up onto that. I'm just using the tape kind of as a barrier almost. Start to be back here so there's some overlap. Pull it forward, let it spill down because you're trying to protect that edge there. And then hit it one time. I gave it an extra little. Okay, I see starting to set. Because gravity is never kind. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So you go back, you run a second bead. Why? Gravity. Gravity is never your friend. It is your constant enemy when trying to make something like this. I want it to last. I want this thing to last for many years. Fixer looks good. Pull this piece of tape off. All right. Quite satisfied with this. I can pull this wire back out of this area. Actually going to live slightly outside where it was. And by doing that, I kind of pulled on an area that wasn't set. So let's do a couple drops in there. And hit it with the fixer before we mess anything up here. Never be afraid to make a mistake, just correct it. And as I said, I've got an exhaust fan going here, vents all my stuff. It's quite a nice setup. I'm very fortunate, I'm very privileged to have what I do have. Of course, I always want more tools, new tools, extra things, these things, that thing. I'm so happy with what I have. It's taken me 10 years to build this, probably 15, close to 15. Some of these tools I've had in my possession for 10 or 15 years. So, I don't take, I take good care of my tools, and I don't take having tools lightly. I take it as a privilege. I like having the right stuff on hand, so I don't have to go out and order things. Alright, now I said we were going to do a lot of work today. We are at the 1 hour 50-minute mark. We so far have done the fitment for the screen. We have done the cartridge light, and you can see how that lays in there and lights up this area and shines right onto that cartridge. Yeah, okay. Pull it back here. Oh, okay. That's no. I think we have made some significant progress. Next is the bottom lighting layout. A word from our not sponsor, Coke Zero. And never forget to hydrate. Water. Try not to use bottles. I'm in a environment where I'm worried about things coming down and contaminating. So I generally put something with a top on it when I'm done. Okay. What do we got next? Bottom lighting. Yeah, bottom lighting is probably the next biggest thing. So generally what I like to do with N64s to give them just kind of an exterior highlight is run lights here, and run lights here, and then if you really want to, you can do the front underneath the board. I haven't had a whole lot of success with that. Sometimes it just looks weird and wrong. So I probably won't do any front lighting, but let's definitely do some side lighting here. Now I've got to get my hair done tomorrow, but I've got time to do stuff tomorrow as well. Getting a little bit sore. You know, it's 2 hours into the stream. I'm starting to just get a little bit sore. So what I might do is, since we've got so much to still do, and I think I've said this every time I try to do this, before when I was hurting really, really bad, I tried to say, okay, we'll just do some makeup streams and pop up. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think we've done fantastic work today. Interestingly enough, I see a good friend of mine, Pablo Artigas, is on. Just looking at different places to go here. Yeah, we've made a lot of progress. Just the fact that we're putting lights on is significant. Everything's pretty much done as far as the mod goes. It's just a matter of putting the lights in, putting them back together, testing them out, letting them run. So that'll be the next couple streams here. We're going to do that, and I'm thankful every single day I wake up. I'm thankful for all these wonderful things I have, and I'm thankful for you. Everyone that comes by says hi, everybody that enters the contest, everyone that wishes me well. Thank you. You keep me encouraged. You keep me going. I appreciate it so much. You don't even know. Just stopping in and saying hi means so much to me. I'm privileged to have what I call bonus life. I'm privileged to be here today. I'm very, very, very thankful. And I don't take it lightly. I try to share my experience experience with others. I try to give as much positivity back out to the world as I have received. And that's an endless amount. It's an endless amount. I never want to stop because I never want to forget. Always remember you got to clean up your workspace. Yes, I've got bonus life going on, but I also have a couple other projects in the works. So keep looking at YouTube as I release other videos. Alright, so the right way to use these, interestingly enough, is to use the little piece, pull it off, and wipe it clean. And I had forgotten I had changed from my 3 cam to my 1 cam. What I'm talking about is the glue. Pulling the top dispenser piece off. These are cheap and disposable, so it doesn't clog. Got it. Into the garbage with you. Garbage. Right on. Such good progress. Yeah, back's getting sore. Time to listen to your body. And got to say that's enough for one night. I'm going to turn off all the stuff. I'm cleaning it down a little bit here. It's still a pile, but it's getting cleaner. My job tonight is to rinse this off. So tomorrow we can do a pop-up and get that going. And I think it's going to be an AM pop-up. I'm going to try AM pop-up. We're just going to roll with it. Then I've got to build, if I want a dimmer circuit, I've got to build the dimmer circuit. And we've got to integrate it with the power. So there is quite a bit to do. The more I think about it, there's more than I thought to do. So we're just going to keep doing it. I'm going to have to put a transition button on my... I never knew that was going to be a problem, but yeah, I'm going to have to do a transition button. Okay. Learning new things every single day. Thank you for joining me for Bonus Life. What is Bonus Life? Bonus Life is a celebration. Bonus Life is a celebration of 10 years since my heart attack. I had a 17.5% chance of survival. The doctors brought me back. The rebuild was on me. I got new tools, new habits, a new outlook, and one day at a time. I'm marking the decade by doing it again, this time with hardware. I'm taking a broken N64, fixing what failed, giving it the same kind of comeback. It's repaired, rebuilt, and better than factory new. It's a bonus life for the N64 to celebrate my bonus life 10 years since my heart attack. Celebrating Friday, July 3rd, starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Scheduled builds every Tuesday and Saturday, so there's one more Tuesday and a couple pop-ups between now and then to get this finished. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. Call somebody you haven't called in a while. Call somebody you love and tell them you love them for no other reason. And call them. Or better yet, old school. Grab a pencil and a piece of paper. Write them a letter. Send them an old school letter in the mail. Tell them how much they mean to you. Yeah. Do that. Do that for your friends. Do that for your loved ones. Let them know how special they are and don't wait for any special occasions. You're never guaranteed tomorrow. I was lucky. That day I went to work and I almost didn't come back Not from anything work did to me, but from what I had done to myself. Don't make that mistake. Much love to everybody.